big picture I'll begin with. 5 weeks ago, we settled above this 4 or 5 month descending channel top that is now well below the market at 102.39, but it did set up the low 150s as a 3 to 5 month objective. 3 to 5 weeks in, we are almost reaching this 150.80 formation. This has been amended. We were looking at the January high of 153 and change, but I see this structure as being the more significant of the two. It is a classic channel, can contain buying through June. We can fall away from here for several weeks, possibly several months. That is the magnitude, I think, of a retest of this high area. It also being closed in on by this rising channel top that stems from the April low of 147.84. We've been following this all along. It became a 1 to 2 week objective about 3 weeks ago when we closed above this descending 2/3 speed line that is also well below the market at 117.45. We have yet to actually test this structure, the beginning of a significant range of targeted longer-term resistance, 150.80, able to contain monthly, possibly quarterly buying pressures. And yes, if over the next week, 2 or 3, we settle above 150.80, there is more upside to come, 170, 172, then the next 3 to 5 week objective. But I don't consider the low 170s a target unless we close above 150.80. For the day itself, yesterday's high of 143.49, if we can push through it, I would expect follow-through buying to 147.84. Once again, the beginning of a range up to 150.80, able to contain buying through the month of June. Until then, we may not even challenge 143.49. Our downside intraday support is 135.06. This is kind of a head and shoulders, or at least was. Now we blasted through the left shoulder on Thursday, and if we close today above 135.06, I see that as yet a secondary sign of strength. That 150.80 objective even likelier over the next week or two. 135.06 though for the day is a solid intraday pivot point. We can test it and potentially rally back to 143.49 on an intraday basis. But if we break 135.06 today, I would expect this newly formed channel bottom at 132.36. And 132.36, based in part on yesterday's high, can absorb not only daily selling pressures, this is also a 3 to 5 day swing trade to the upside and a 1 to 2 week swing trade to the upside. Following a test of 132.36, we can round up within a couple of weeks. It's 150.80 channel top. Following a test of the 132.36 channel bottom, you can go long here, anticipating upward rotation to the 150.80 level within a couple of weeks. Check us out at wickedstocks.com. You get a 5-day free trial up front. You also get weekly Apple stock, daily triple Q, daily SPY, weekly S&P 500, weekly NASDAQ 100 analysis, and 2 stock picks every week. You can see that all by going to wickedstocks.com.